I think that was in 2002.
2002 was a simpler time.
We had no money, no funds, and the only thing I had, Tracey, was just my good looks.
Help me out, Ramona.
Just the good looks.
Nope.
This is one of my favorite picks, to be honest with you. Greg still didn't have hair. He's really skinny. Jesus. I look towering over him. Like I can smash his face.
Smash.
Greg looks older here.
He does, right?
Right? He looks better now, I feel like. We've had DMs coming in, really talk to Tracey about sort of the top things to look out for if you're having lifting, if you're having chipping. What is the main cause for this issue? What should they be looking out for?
So actually we've been getting a lot of DMs about this, and it usually goes to prep. Like, first thing is when someone says they're getting lifting, I go, what's your prep like? And they'll say, I'm following the directions, I'm watching the videos, I'm doing what you're doing, and then we start getting more into it. And what I find is, what are you prepping with? I'm prepping with a buffer, block buffer, anything. That, we've had a couple of those as people are using block buffers to do it, or even our 180 buffer. Those are not strong enough. Now, we're not here to etch the crap out of a nail, but you do need a medium grit file or sanding band to take that shine off. Otherwise, you're smoothing out the surface.
So what recommendation of grit do you have?
I love the 150 if you're using a hand file, or our new the zebra bands. Those are about a 152, and it's just the perfect grit. It's not excessive, and it's not buffing the nail.
Point number one: smooth, bad.
Smooth, bad. We need a little texture. Like, again, it's quick, but texture.
Yeah.
Then the next thing that this was an interesting one. Someone told me, this was actually today, I'm using a medium grit sanding band. She's taking it to a file and smoothing it out before they go to the nail. You'll see me ice season my arbor band, but it's just the very tip. So it doesn't, when I put it to the cuticle, it doesn't cut the client.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're taking a medium grit sanding band and you're now making it a fine sanding band. So that's not good. What they're cleansing with. This is huge. So I get this a lot, and I am one of those people. If I can skip a step or go cheaper on a step, I'm all for it. I will let you know. I will tell you can do it. So a lot of people will go, I'm going to get rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to cleanse the nail instead of using something like a swipe. That you're going to get lifting, because alcohol is not strong enough to cleanse
on its own.
Then you'll have the other where they go, I'll go straight acetone then. That's too aggressive. Like, you can actually over dehydrate the nail, and that's going to cause lifting too. So that's why other companies have formulated stuff that is just made for cleansing the nail plate just right. And then someone today actually polish remover. They're using polish remover. And a lot of those things have fragrance, oils, things like that, and you're just putting it on the nail plate. So that's not good. And then I think the last thing I would say that people are getting lifting is just not getting close. They're afraid of the cuticle area. I was afraid of the cuticle area, and so they're not prepping. They think they're getting in there. I think we did a video one time where we actually took a marker and lined it out, and where people think they're good at, and it's still not cleansing. So they're getting that fine lifting right around the cuticle, because you're not getting close enough to the cuticle. That does not mean you have to go Russian manicure, clip the cuticle away,
get in there,
tuck underneath there. That's not what we mean. You have to just get right up in it.
Practice, practice, practice. These are not easy things. We're not saying it's overnight, but these are things you should focus on if you're getting lifting. Let's talk about chipping. I know conceptually there's some things that are going to be the same here. Too smooth, bad. What's the number one thing, Trace, that you see when people get chipping?
Gel polish chipping is because people treat it like it's a polish. It is an enhancement. it is an enhancement service. Anytime that you're doing something that is cured or going over the top of the nail that's not a polish, it's an enhancement. So what they're doing is they're not prepping the nail at all. Or again, they're taking a very fine 240 buffer, barely removing shine from it, and then expecting gel to stick to it. Gel, whether it's a gel polish or a hard gel, does not like a slick, smooth surface. It doesn't want to adhere.
Period.
So it is an enhancement. I actually prep my gel polish exactly the same as an acrylic. This would go for gel polish, gel paint, or even your gel top coat. We get a lot of people that are like, it just peels off or it starts chipping right away. And number one reason is you're buffing the crap out of it. That's the beauty of a gel polish. It's the beauty of a gel top coat, is we no longer have to buff. We don't have to spend that time doing all that. But for me, it's an old school habit that I really want to pick up a buffer after I've done the file and go like that. If you want to do the underside to take off any sharpness, go for it. But the minute you smooth out that nail, again, gel doesn't like to stick to a slick, smooth surface. Totally. It has to have texture. It has to, and people are like, well, I'm afraid that I'm gonna see the scratches. You won't see the scratches because you're gonna protein bond. Protein bond is gonna do two things. It's gonna fill in the scratches and it's gonna just give you added insurance that it sticks. But I guarantee if you're buffing the crap out of your nail, it's
gonna chip.
It's gonna
peel.
chip. You can peel, and I'm gonna peel it because
that's what you like to do.
I love that. Love it. So then the other thing I would see, if you watched our videos, I don't have a customer wash. I used to before gel polish came out because I wanted all the dust and everything away. They go and they wash their hands and they use a soap that has oil in it or whatever buffers it has in it. And then they sit in the mirror and they do this.
Oh, and the oils in the hair.
Oils in the hair. And they come back and now you have an oily surface.
Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil? You cooking? Oh.
Which can cause chipping. Then I'll see people go, okay, I need to cleanse the nail plate. I won't have them go wash. They pump out some acetone and they go like this and they buff the crap out of the surface. Especially on acrylic. Acrylic melts
right
the minute you put acetone to it. So
right.
You're doing this, you're buffing it,
right,
and you've now made a smooth nail.
Right.
So you're back to where you don't have any texture for it to grab. Those are really like the main causes of it.
Causes. This is huge. I think these pointers that Tracey's giving is going to really help you identify your issues. If you put these into work, you're going to prevent a lot of lifting, a lot of chipping, process elimination. Then you can then go to the next step and see if you're still getting it. Maybe it's in the application somewhere too thick. You can start to look at those things, but I'm gonna say these are the primary reasons, Trace, correct? And then I would have to say, like, this now makes sense as to why Greg gets chipping on his own nails when he does his nails, is because he's running them through his beautiful hair, all the oils in his hair, a lot of oils in his hair,
correct.
A lot of oils in his hair. This is so stupid.
Bald joke.